Hi, my name is Candace Wallach. I'm doing this story to get some help because my family, my kids, were getting screwed by Virginia Social Services in Prince George County. Um, Almost a year ago, my daughter had fallen down our stairs after I had sent her into the other room to get some toys. I didn't know that she had went upstairs. I did leave my baby on the couch to tend to her after I heard that she had fell. And I called 911. I went outside and asked for help. Um, After the EMS and my husband and the MP showed up here on post and at our house, we followed the ambulance to Petersburg Hospital, and then they life flighted her to Richmond. And um, there's a doctor there that did like a 15-second look over of our daughter, and she didn't do anything. And then she lied to us when we were talking to her. And then CPS is talking to us, CID is talking to us. Nobody would tell us exactly what was going on and wouldn't let us see her. After we finally got to see her, she was moving, she seen us. Um, and then, after that, it was like downhill from there. She ended up passing away April 2nd. This happened March 31st of 2009. And then we were going to donate her organs. And as we were on our way home, they called and told us that they could not do that, and she was going to have an autopsy. So after we get home, it was a couple days. We had to go and do what we were doing, the police reports. So we go up to the CID building here on post, and they split me and my husband up and put us in these different rooms with cameras. There's FBI people there, CID guys there, and we're playing the good cop, bad cop, and trying to say that I had hurt our daughter, which is totally not true. And I told them that. They kept saying that they know I didn't do it intentionally, but I didn't do it at all. And they said, well, who are you going to believe, the doctor or us? And we have witnesses. I was like, what are you talking about? So we found out that while we were at the hospital with our daughter, there had been another accident here on post where a child had fallen out of a window, and a mother went outside and slapped the kid around and took him back in the house. And some people had seen that. So the colonel here put two accidents in together and mixed them up, and that's what the hospital had heard. So they thought I was lying. And so then the doctor had talked to the CID people and everything, and they were trying to say that I pushed my daughter out of the window, which didn't happen. And then our caseworker got involved, and she said she had to go up there and tell CID that that was two different stories. That's totally different things that happened. So I freaked out and left. They wouldn't tell me where my husband was. I came home. We had all of our family here, and my kids were here with my family. And then, like a week, not even a week after that, April 8th of 2009, CPS came in and took my kids, my three boys, and they've had them ever since. They're in foster care in Colonial Heights. They still think that their sister is here. They haven't even, they don't know, and it's really hard to explain to them, but we don't lie. So we tell them, that she's gone. They didn't get to go to the funeral. It's just been a nightmare. We have 5 different pages of things that we can prove that the CPS has done. Um, I wrote to the governor, I wrote to the senator, I wrote to the governor in my home state, which is Oklahoma. Um, the governor's office did, in fact, contact me and set me up with a lady from the state DSS. And she said that, yes, there are things that haven't been quite right, but whether they fixed them now, she wasn't sure it would even help the outcome. Whatever. Our caseworker doesn't ever hardly call us back. She lies. We're not supposed to know anything about the foster parents. We're not supposed to be alone with our kids, but every visit we have is unsupervised. They drop them off at the park and then they leave, and then they come back and pick them up later on, which is fine for us, but, they're not doing their job. Every doctor's appointments that they have, for our kids, we usually make them, and we also go. My baby's been to the emergency room 3 different times, and we've been in there with them the whole time. We had to sign the paperwork for him to be admitted. We also have a doctor, a psychological doctor that was given to us from the state to do our psych evaluations, which we passed, and he's concerned. He's involved. He doesn't understand what's going on, and he thinks I'm getting screwed over and doesn't understand why I don't have my kids back. Everybody we talk to does not understand why we can't get them. They won't let my family have them because we have no family in the state. Military is not helping us. My husband's a United States soldier. We live here on post, and we can't get any help. My family's been back and forth here from Kansas and Oklahoma to here, trying to help as much as possible. And my ex-husband is involved. He won't let my family have them. And he wants them all of a sudden, but he keeps asking for a continuance, and his home study failed, and now we're on his 3rd home study, and my grandparents' home study passed the first time. So we're going back to court, and then now we find out that what the CPS and DSS are wanting to do is split court dates from January 22nd to March 26th, have 2 different court dates. Makes absolutely no sense. They've lied in court. That Dr. Foster lied in court. Everything is so against me, and all of their paperwork keeps changing, but what I said, the truth, stays the same. And it makes absolutely no sense to me why they would take my kids. They know that they're not neglected. They know that they're not abused. What it was founded was neglect because she was in a room unattended, because I left my son by himself. The big issue is because we didn't have baby gates, which we had just moved here, and then they had an issue of my house being way too clean, but it's a brand new house, and we just moved here. And then all this happens, and I just want my kids, and I need some help. And I know there's a lot more to this story, but I can tell it. I just need somebody to hear it. I just need somebody to hear it.